Agencies charge $25,000 to install AI operating systems into businesses. Lloyd is about to show you the entire thing in 43 minutes. This isn't just going to be a presentation or slideshow. Zach is going to download the operating system file. He's going to upload it into Claude. All he's going to do is type start, and then you're going to watch the system build itself in real time. It's going to build him 5 agents. An agent for content that is trained on thousands of winning posts in his industry, an agent to handle his entire inbox, an agent trained on and ready to create documents for Zach, another agent for connectors, and a 5th agent for a morning brief. He's also going to talk about how you can build a live website with this AI operating system entirely done for you. All of it's customized to one business, and if he wanted to, he could deploy this within 48 hours. By the end of this video, you're going to understand what every single day of installing your AI operating system looks like. You're going to understand every agent, every automation, and it's going to be like Zach is sitting across the table from you just sharing tips. One of our members inside the Zero to Automated community that has already tested the system found on day 1 of the install that he is going to save $13,000 on recoverable hours with the AI operating system. And another member is going to be getting back 15 to 25 hours a week that she didn't even know she was losing. So here is Lloyd showing you the exact walkthrough. Let's open it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Zero to Automated. I'm your host, Lloyd. Today, we're going to be going over one of the most exciting things of Zero to Automated group so far, and that is the business in a box, your full AI system installed for you. What if you could hire 5 AI employees this week for $50? Not $5,000, not $25,000, $50. 95% of businesses, they fail at AI, not because AI doesn't work, but because they tried to figure it out themselves. And you get lost in the weeds, and then you build something, and then it crashes, and then you build something else, and it crashes, and it doesn't work. So you don't need another course. You don't need another tool. You need someone to build your AI system for you. And that's what we did. And the cool part is you can plug it in to your existing business, your existing professional life, or you can start a new business yourself. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so first you're going to start off in Skool.com, Zero to Automated, right up here at the top. Okay, once you're a member, you're going to go to the classroom here, and you're going to go to your AI operating system. Okay, 5 agents, 7 days. This is the setup, and you go down each model all the way to day 7, and then what's next. One thing that's important to note right now is you could do this in less than 48 hours. That's how we created it. However, it depends on who you are, how much time you have, and then how much effort you put into creating this. Because the more effort you give it, the more context, the more helpful answers to the questions it asks you, the more your business is going to be plugged in to Claude Code. Okay? So the setup is really simple. We're going to follow through with it, and I'm going to walk you through. The key here that is unfortunate on Skools at the very bottom is where you're going to find your resources, and this is where you're going to download the starter kit. Okay? Now for the 7-day beta, you beta testers, we're not going to be using a plugin feature for Claude Cowork yet. We're going to be using a zip file. Okay? This is to help us reiterate and change it faster versus doing the plugins and then turning plugins off. And it's going to confuse people that are not super tech savvy or have used Cowork for a long time. Okay. So that's what you need to do first. All right. Start here, read through here. This is where today's video that I'm doing now is going to be. You can watch the video. You can watch it while you install it, pull it up on your phone, however you want to do it. Okay. So what you need Claude Desktop, free download. So how do we do that? So you go to Anthropic. I thought I had it. Anthropic.com. Try Claude up here in the upper right. Okay. And then you say, well, which Claude? We're going to do Claude Cowork. Okay. And then you download Claude right here. Claude Delight in the result. You can go through this however you want. Download Claude. Claude download. And then you're going to notice I'm on Mac, so I'm going to go Mac. But if you're on Windows, this should say Windows, but you can also access it here. And that's how you download the correct one. Okay. And then once it's on your computer, you click it, you install it. Okay. Let's go to that next. So you have the Pro subscription because you downloaded it, so you had to get an account. Okay. $20 a month. It is required for the Cowork features, something to be noted. And a Gmail account is also mandatory for this process. Okay. And the one you use for your business is the one you want to be loading in. And then you're going to download the starter kit. So 1, 2, and then 3. Download the starter kit. Let's do that now. Down here, I'm going to click on the starter kit, download, and then I'm going to download it here in my downloads folder. You can download it wherever you want. It's up to you. I'm going to open that, okay? And then look, downloads folder, here it is in a zip. What's a zip? It's a package. It's like a big Amazon box, and then it has all of those little boxes inside of it, okay? So we're going to double click and unzip it, okay? And now it's an actual folder, you can see, okay? So we can double click. There's my handy dandy folder, okay? So I'm gonna go back. That's what we need. We need this folder, and we're gonna point Claude Cowork at it, okay? So I'm gonna minimize this for a second, get out of this, and then you can follow through with your steps again. Gmail setup, I already have Gmail set up. I don't need to do this aspect of like, excuse me, this is actually the setup I'm going to go into in a second. But what I mean is I have a Gmail account. I don't need to do that. Okay. So the Gmail setup. All right. Let's first go over getting into Claude Code before we jump ahead. So now that you started Claude Code, you installed it. I'm going to type in Claude so I can open it up. Okay. Double click. Voila. Here it is. Okay. So yours is going to look very similar. All right. So when you log in, it will start here on Claude Cowork. In the upper middle section here, you can see chat, Cowork, or code. We want to be in Cowork. That's where it's going to go to immediately for you unless you change it, okay? Down here is settings, bottom left. Click settings, and then you can go Cowork on the far left here. Click that, and then you can turn dispatch on. This is so your phone can be connected to it. We're not going to go over that today. I just like going over this. Global instructions is a big one that people are very concerned about. Okay, what is this? Instructions here apply to all Cowork sessions. So edit. Look, mine's empty. We will talk about this in future lessons. For today's business in a box installation, we are not concerned about this because we are creating all of this for you inside the business. Okay, so you can leave it blank. Okay, cancel. And then that's all you really need to understand here. Connectors, capabilities, all of that we can go into on a different lesson. But the big thing here is I want you to understand that you don't need to do global instructions because the business in a box is going to do that for you, and it's going to go do it 10 times better than this little box you can have. Okay. So back to where we go. How do we navigate Claude Cowork? Okay. We're in settings. How do we get back? Up here, upper left, just like you're in a browser, surfing the web, click back, back again, and there we are, baby. We're right there. Now, you will not have active tasks. You will not have things scheduled. Okay, that's normal. I'm going to copy this code and share it with the group so the first 3 people can use it. You should get some extra credits out of it. And then I think, what do I get? Oh, I get $20 of extra usage. Awesome. Thank you. And then we'll get Zach G to get that one too, so we can get 6 of those. You are used to seeing a chat box, most likely. Okay, you maybe use ChatGPT or Google or something like that. You're used to this little chat box up here. Okay, so this is where you're going to start. And then what do we do here? Okay, we want to make sure the model is on the best model capable. Okay, and that's 4.6. That's immediately when you start it, it's going to automatically go there. Okay, we'll talk more about changing in future weeks and updates. Okay, but for right now, you want to be in 4.6. Extended thinking on. This probably doesn't need to be on. So if you are on a free version trying to do this, you sneaky guy, you can try turning it off. But for today, I want you to open Opus 4.6, extended thinking on, okay? And then what is all this other stuff? All right, work in a project. The zip file that we downloaded and we double clicked and we turned into a folder. That's where we're gonna work out of. So I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna go choose a different folder. Downloads, starter kit, enter, okay. Allow Claude to change files in the starter kit. This includes all files and subfolders. Claude will be able to read, edit, and permanently delete, and may share file contents with third-party tools it connects to. Be careful about exposing sensitive information. I will talk about that and security in a little bit, okay? Because it's this folder, we created it, we are totally cool with it going in there. But what you don't want to do, show you real quick, all right? What you don't want to do, double click in here and say, let me just, move my banking information in here. Don't do that. Don't put your credit card in here. Don't put your banking information in here, okay? This is for Claude Cowork only, all right? And all the files that are pertinent to your business or your professional life are going in here. So just so you're clear, it's not going to be going, back up here real quick. It's not going to go to your desktop and start searching stuff, okay? It's in your downloads file. And again, move it if you want, put it in your documents, your desktop, wherever you want this folder to be, move it there. But that's what we're giving it access to. All of this, nothing else. It's very important you understand that, okay? Now, always allow. You can allow or always allow. Always allow because this project is intensive and you're going to be running it for probably 7 days just to get started. And then obviously you're going to keep running out of it. Okay, so we always allow this folder to be accessed. Okay, now back to this chat interface, right? We're on Cowork. We're in the chat feature, or sorry, we're in the chat box here in Cowork. And now we have the correct project listed. This is important. For each day, you will create a new one of these, which I will go over, but you need to make sure that you are in the starter kit every single time. You do not want this to be on a random folder or blank, okay? And I will remind you of that, and so will Claude as you go through the project, okay? Now, real quick, before we start, I want to show you a quick little visual, okay? What I'm showing you here is the reason why we are working out of Cowork, which is a valid question. I just want to cover it real quick because while you're in Cowork and you're working in it, you should understand what's kind of going on, okay? So we have this folder now and we're going to work out of it. And that folder has all this special sauce that I put in there. I put some hot sauce and some water and I stirred it up, you know what I mean? I put it all in there, the good stuff. Zach G added his own stuff. It's all in there, okay? Awesomeness, okay? You might be used to using ChatGPT or Claude AI. This is your web interface. This is the browser interface, okay? This is number one. We're not in there, okay? Number two, Claude Cowork, aka your desktop, okay? You have your computer and you have this desktop app called Claude and you open it up and then you can work in Claude Cowork, okay? Very important. That's where we are. That's where we want to be. Number three, Claude Code. What the heck is this? This is getting more confusing. Don't worry. Claude Code is simply a way to interact with Claude in the most advanced way. Now, in our course, we talk about this, not the business in a box, a different course. And we teach you how to do that, okay? So if you want to get more advanced, great. However, the reason why we picked Cowork, okay, is because terminals usually scare people. We're actually going to use it today just very quickly and we get it right out of the way and I'll show you exactly how to do it. It's going to open up a lot more options for you. However, you have IDEs like VS Code, you have Cursor, these different ways to analyze and view your projects, your creations, and your code. And that's really where Claude Code excels for advanced things. Cowork, though, this is important. We're picking it for a very specific reason, okay? Get out of here, Claude. Let me explain. I'm almost done. All right, I know you're excited. In Claude Cowork, it is, well, let me show you terminal real quick. This is what I usually work out of. Whoa. This scares a lot of people, okay? This is where I'm comfortable, okay? It's more advanced, okay? And that's fine. And we can get you there if you want to get there. If you're a non-tech person and you want to get more advanced, cool. We're doing that too, okay? But for Claude Cowork, we picked it for a very specific reason, right? I've probably said that 3 times now. Let me get to the point. Here's the point. Where is it? There it is. Claude Cowork is slowly becoming the killer app. And what do I mean by that? What does that mean? It's like some fancy buzzword. The killer app. What I mean by that is Anthropic is pushing out all of the coolest stuff, all the coolest features fast, and they're reiterating, and they're doing it all here. Now, the web is getting better. Claude Code is getting better. It's all getting better. Don't get me wrong. However, the features and the rich visualization that you can use the features, like a killer app would be, killer app meaning this is the app that you cannot live without, like Gmail, okay? Stuff like that, like Facebook. It's got all the people on it, billions. Gmail, billions. So that's what we mean by killer app. So Zach G and I decided we should start building in Claude Cowork because this is going to be the best onboarding on-ramp for non-tech people with their small business, with their professional life, or starting a new business. And then we can branch out to get more custom and more advanced in the following weeks. But first, this is important. This is the killer app, and it's becoming better every single day. You can now use it with your cell phone, like I said earlier, and now can take control of your computer, which is so cool. It's getting great. So that's why we're doing this. And I want you to know that before you start, because if you don't know that, it can get confusing. Why are we not using chat? Why are we not using Claude Code? Why am I not in the terminal? I thought everybody was in the terminal, right? That's why. Okay. So now let's get back to the real setup. Okay. Now here's Claude Cowork again. I'm going to go back to our setup. We're at step 5, the Gmail setup. Okay. So first I'm going to go here. Like I said, we have our folder, and all we're going to do is say start. Let's go. Let her rip. Let her rip, miter. Okay. I have a 6-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Okay. So it's going to start reading our files that we created for you. Okay. It's going to run some commands. This is the longest running setup, which is not long at all, but just so you're aware, it does actually go faster, which is crazy. I was still working on that though. Try to break it and then give us some feedback. Okay. Your 0 to automated progress. You can see these boxes, they're not highlighted like they're done. Okay, so those will change over time. Today is day 1. And like we said, you can do this in 48 hours or less. It's totally possible. I've done it several times, in a couple hours because I needed to test this baby. Okay. But what's important is you remember, I come from a health and fitness background. The most successful clients I have ever had, every single one of them, one of the most number one consistent things that helped them succeed and not just get quick results, but sustainable results was slowly changing behavior and being held accountable to it. And that's why we are building out day 1, day 2, day 3 systems. Okay. And then if you got a weekend, you just want to go crazy, great. You have that option. However, we know that you are going to be served better if it is slow. Slow is not a good word. It's not slow at all. Nothing with AI is slow anymore. But if it's in a controlled environment where we can do things methodically, step by step, where you take action and then the result happens faster, and we think you will learn better that way as well. Okay. So how do we go? Hey, Zach, welcome to day 1. Okay. So you're going to read through this. Here's what to do right now. Open terminal. Okay. Like I said, this is the one time you're going to open terminal right now, and the only time. This is really important though. I added this in because if you click down here in plus, you'll see connectors. Connectors. So whatever apps you like using, whether it's Gmail, Calendly, Airtable, Notion, everything. Okay. You can connect connectors to those. Okay. That's all these are. However, a big however, not all of the features are on the connectors. So you can see I have a connector of Google Gmail and Google Calendar. But then I have this guy down here. Google Gmail does not allow you to do everything, okay? It allows you to read some emails and some other very sparse things, and it's helpful. It's helpful. But we wanted something that was going to blow your mind. So using this setup with a Gmail script and a customized connector, see this customized connector that I have turned on already because I tested this, that's what you're doing, okay? So let me walk you through that, and you are going to be blown away how you can get to inbox 0, and then Claude will understand your business 100 times better. And not only that, but the agents that you start running daily, your little employees, they will be able to have up-to-date specific details and context to your work down to the minute or the second if you want. You cannot have that if you use the typical Gmail connector, okay? And that's why we did this. So let's do it, all right? So you can go up here in your Mac, this little search bar, and you can type terminal, okay? Or you can just go command space, terminal, it'll open up. Boom, there it is. Yours is gonna look a little different, that's okay. All right, I'm going to put it to the side so we can see it. So now all you have to do is drag this file over. Well, where's the file? We're going to go Finder. Again, we're going to open our little box here. Oops, where is it? The setup. It's in the setup. .ps1 is for Windows. .sh is for Mac. Okay? And we tell you that here. And we walk you through it. Okay? And then if you have a question, guess what? Just say, hey, which one? Question mark and send it. Okay? It's that simple. Don't forget you can do that. That's very important. Now, open up Terminal again. Just go back to it, right? I'm going to grab this file. Oops. Grab. Oop, oop. Grab it. Drag it. Boom. Drop. Now we have the file path. And all that means is you've got a recipe hidden somewhere in a recipe book, and you need to know exactly where it is. Well, that's where the recipe is. That's the one we want, baby. So now you're going to click on it and hit enter return. Boom. It's going to run this for you. It's going to open up your Gmail. Pick your business account. Use this one for today. This is important. This is where you authorize it. Zero to automated already has some access. That's because I've already done this. Okay. Yours won't say that. So make sure you trust zero to automated. Okay. Very important. Now, the other thing is click here and review the services if you like. This is what you're giving access to. Now, to be very clear, zero to automated, the company, Zach L, myself, Zach G, neither of us can see your data. We are not connected to your data. That is not what this is doing. It is giving access from Google so Claude can view it when you tell it to. Okay? And you can read these and understand these. Reading, composing, all of it. Okay? And click done. And then you're going to continue. You're going to accept this. You're going to give permission to make this happen. Authentication successful. You can now close the window. Boom. Done. Okay? Go back to Claude. Claude can now create labels, filters, archive emails, and organize your inbox automatically. Yes. All right. Terminal, you can just close out. Okay. Don't have to do anything else there. All right. This is the walkthrough right here. And again, if you get stuck, where do you go? Back here. This reminds you of which goes where. PS1 is Windows, SH is for Mac. Okay. Now, fully quit and reopen Claude Desktop. Very important. Okay. We don't have to press save. We don't have to do anything. We just have to close. So go up to here and quit, or click the X or Command Q. Boom, gone. So now it's going to refresh, and then that'll be up to date on your Cowork Claude system. Okay. So now I'm just going to type Claude. There we go. Okay, now, how do we get back to where we were? We're not going to start a new project, right? So over here in Recents, we have Start New Session. This was our last session. I'm going to rename it Day 1, okay? And I'm going to do Demo for myself. Okay, save. So I'm going to click on that. And look, we're right back to where we left off, except now we have been verified. So now in here, your connectors are going to show this Gmail as on, okay? Have you already done it? Would you like to run it? Everything works without it. Did it. So we give you an option. One more thing here. We give you an option. If you don't want to use it, you're like, that makes me uncomfortable. Fine. That's okay. Totally. You're not going to get as good of a result with the system, though. I think I explained that pretty well already. But it's totally fine. You can still get a ton out of this. It's not mandatory. Okay. So if you hit any snags, everything works without it, we can retry on day 3 as well. Okay. Day 3 is really when we go inbox to 0. All right. So you don't even need to worry about it. I just wanted to put the most hard, difficult, tech-like thing up front and just knock it out of the way. Be done with it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say good to go, connected, ready. Connected. Excuse me. Awesome. I can see the Gmail is connected, ready to go. You've got superpowers. Can you feel it? Now let's build your AI system business. First question, which path fits you? Now, this eludes me sometimes because whatever reason, okay, you can see now bottom of the screen, you get these selection boxes that we created. So If you're just like somebody that's looking up and you don't look fully down, you might miss it. All right. So it's important. Look down real quick. Are you a business owner, entrepreneur type, or is this more of a professional career path? Okay. And you click one of those. So I'm going to say professional career builder. I'm an accountant partner at a firm. One of my clients is an accountant partner at a firm. So that's why I'm using that. Okay. Professionals come here for different reasons. Now it's going to start asking you the magical questions. Okay. What's your goal? Now, when you talk to Claude, this is important. You can type. My goal is to become awesome. That takes a while. Not only does it take a while, but usually when you type, you're typing slower than you're thinking. So what we rather do is talk. So for me, I have talk to text. It's called Vibe Voice. I created it. It's in the community if you want it. You can use Whisper Flow, anything. So I have my hotkey. I say, hey, 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 how you doing? Aladdin. Boom, right there. Right? Or my favorite one, don't have that. Don't worry about it. You don't need it. Look, Claude Cowork, baby. This little microphone down here. Hit it. Hey, demo, check mic 1, 2, 3. I go by the name of Zach Lloyd, aka Eminem 2.0. And then hit it again. Boom. There it is. So it's going to ask you a lot of questions because we need to get in-depth information on what you want to do, where you're going, where have you been, what are we going to change, what's important to you, all of it. Okay? So you want to be on that microphone, hit it, and just talk to it like your best friend. Like, girl, or bro, let me tell you, man, it's been a long year. All of it. And I'm serious. I'm kidding. I'm being funny about it, but I'm serious. The brain dump is one of the best things you can do because the AI now is so good that it can help organize and form your thoughts. And it can also just grab everything you're saying and then it'll clarify questions as needed. Okay. And that's part of what we trained it to do. So please do that as much as possible and you'll do it as you prompt through this. Okay. So let me go to day one. I'm not going to do the whole day one with you. I'm going to go to my old day one that I just tested recently. So see, start day one. I'm going to go over here, back to it, and I'm going to show you something. So I went through all the prompts. Here we go. So at the end, after you do all of that, it's going to do a wrap up. It's going to talk to you about what your homework is, what your business asset vault is, how to set it up, okay, where it's located. And then you're going to copy and paste this into the Zero to Automated group. Okay. So look, you just click copy right here. Easy, copy. And then you go to the group. Oops. You go to classroom community. You go in here and you make a post and you paste it. You can just go day one complete here. This is mandatory if you want Zach G or I to give you one-on-one coaching for the 7 days that it takes you to install it and you run into any problems. We will do whatever it takes to help you save 10 hours a week in that 7 days. Your agents will do that for you. And if you run into roadblocks, we will coach you until that happens. That is our guarantee. Now, you opt out of the guarantee if you don't post after completing every single day in the community, selecting the category. We'll call it wins. Okay, it's a win. I'm actually going to change wins. I'll do a /win. It'll be, business in a box /wins. I'm going to change that. Okay, and then you post it. All right, this is important. Again, holding you accountable to doing it. 2, telling the community more about yourself, more about your problems, more about your solutions, more about your expertise. And then all of a sudden you got a home builder and you got a real estate agent and like, hey, what? You do this, you do that. And then you guys meet and you talk and then business and then explodes. And then your AIs are talking and it gets weird. Okay. That's what we need. All right. Or you opt out. Fair? Great. So I'm going to cancel that. Don't want to post that. And then back to the classroom, just so I have that open. Okay. And again, just walking through this nice and slow. Okay. Start your first chat. Type start. We already did that. Boom. And then when you're done with that, you can go done and then move on to day one. We're already heading day one. Okay. So let's go back to Claude. Whoops, Claude. So once you copy and paste that in, you answer a couple questions. The part that surprised me the most, your voice accuracy, time it took, yada, yada, yada. Okay. An hour ago, you had ideas scattered across Telegram and text. no content frameworks, zero outreach system. Now you have a full business identity, locked in, a 7-day content calendar, ready to post, and a clear roadmap for exactly which automations to build and in what order. Tomorrow we calibrate your voice and build your first AI agent. When you're ready for day 2, start a new chat, type day 2. Everything will be built today is saved. I'll read it all, pick up where we left off. Okay? So now you move on to day 2. Or you say, I'm done. Go home. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay? That's fine too. All right? So when you come back though, what does that look like? Let's go back. Back. Okay. So you close Claude, you come back. Or you did the day 1 demo. Sorry, not the demo. You did day 1, you want to do day 2. What do? You go new task, upper left here. Okay? New task. And you click that. Or you just go to this home menu. You go back to the home menu, and you're back here. What do? You got to remember one thing to remember. Work in your starter kit project. Huge, very important. Click that, boom. And then I'm going to say day 2. And then we're going to say, let's go. This is one of my favorite things to watch what it does. They added this, I don't know, like a year ago. This wasn't here. So usually you just sit there and be like, what's going on? Okay, so now it's reading the day 1 handoff file to pick up where you left off, right? That's exactly what we want to do. And you're going to see it do that every single day. Okay. And then it's going to prompt you with the day 2 next steps. It looks like day 1 wasn't completed. Oh, Zach, with the failure. Okay, great. So it's going to prompt you to go back to day 1. Fine. You should. Don't be skipping things. Okay. So because this is a demo, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, right? So let me skip to my day 2 that I already did. And I'm going to go to the very top. Here we go. So now you see day 1 was finished. And then my homework, was it done? Not done yet. So it has left that blank as well, right? So I said that's going to keep building, right? And you're going to be able to follow that. Welcome back, Zach. Yesterday, we built your full business identity, a 7-day content calendar with psychological triggers and DM keywords, and mapped out your entire week to where AI saves you the most time. Your number 1 automation target. This was discussed between us, by the way. This is not like everybody's going to get this. It's because of what I prompted it and told it about my situation. The content system, 2.5 to 4 hours a week, you are getting back. Today, we go deeper. By the end of the session, I'll know your brand, your voice, and your value prop. Okay. More questions, more answers to be had. Okay. After you do this, oh, colors, look pretty colors. You do some fun things on this day. Okay. And then what do we do next? At the very end, boom, day 2 finished. Awesome. What do we do though before we go? Community post, you got to post it. Okay. Copy and paste this. That little fun copy and paste button will be on yours. This is the older version that I was testing, so it's not on there. Read through this always, okay? Don't skip. There's valuable information in here, okay? Especially when it's telling you where to do things, okay? So we're going to drop them in the assets/personal. Follow this. References, all of this. Tomorrow, I connect to your real inbox and calendar. By the end of day 3, you'll be in inbox 0 with responses drafted in your voice. I've done this several times, and I mean, I definitely have some ADD, ADHD issues, but every time I do this, it feels amazing. It's like a huge dopamine hit. Okay, so I can't wait for you to share in that dopamine. Most people would pay $50 just for that. Actually, a lot more than that. Yeah, a lot more. When you're ready for day 3, start a new chat. Okay, here we go. What do we do next, right? Same thing, right? So we're done here. We can leave it and come back to it, right? We're going to go upper left, new task, or we can go back. I'm going to do new task. Guess what? We're in the right folder. Great. Keep going, baby. So all I do is start day 3. And if you notice, like here, the recents, I did day 1, I did day 2. So what's next? Day 3. It's easy to remember, okay? And just say, let's go. Same thing is going to happen and repeat again. Okay, so I'm going to stop this. Don't need to show you day 3. You're getting the idea. So now let's go to day 7. Now you can see all of the things you're building up. Excellent. Okay, boom. All of that is done. Morning brief agent. Ooh, exciting stuff. Content agent, document agent, time analysis, mapping to your specific workflows and your career-oriented mindset, your org chart, all of it. Okay, I'm gonna go through this. I don't want to give you a little sneak peek. Now, this is important. Phase 5 is the Loom review. Okay, at the very end on day 7. This is huge. Record a 2 to 3 minute Loom video showing your project folder, your favorite agent, and one thing you'd improve. Post it in the Zero to Automated community. Absolutely must. Again, we are not going to help you one-on-one unless you follow the guidelines, and that's one of the guidelines. Okay, posting every day at the end of it, and then doing your Loom video or Zoom video. That's fine. And then posting in the community. Okay, we'll record a personal response with specific recommendations for your setup to you. And if you want it private, we'll do it private. That's fine. This is where we're going to give you, again, more private one-on-one coaching to help you to know, what should I do next? This was amazing, Zach and Zach, Zach squared, Zach stack. This was amazing. What do I do next? We're going to be rolling out more days. We'll have the 7 days will turn into a 30-day. The 30-day will go to 60, and the 60 will go to 90. Okay, and by that time, you're going to be an advanced user. Seriously, though, it's really exciting, and we are so excited to just test this and break this with you and just push the limits of what we can do with AI in your business or in your professional life. Okay, so any questions, please drop them in the community. You can also DM Zach and I. That's fine as well. For all of our first beta testers, you get that perk. Just kidding. Remember that this is going to be important to read the bottom. I know in some courses, for instance, even though it's not a course, it's easy to just kind of like, okay, got it, good, okay, yeah, okay. There's very important details in here that have been picked up by the AI for your specific use case, and you want to make sure they're correct. But more than that, you'll start to understand how it's thinking about your business and how it's going to change the way you do workflows and automations. You don't want to skip things. I noticed that is something that can possibly happen in other courses, and I don't want that to happen here. Okay, so make sure you read everything. And then we're going to tease day 8. You've earned something. Starting next week, your agents get more sophisticated, multi-step workflows where your agents coordinate end-to-end. New integrations for LinkedIn, X, YouTube. Again, specific to my use case. The tools we prepped, we didn't wire up yet. Advanced document generation, and your pipeline agent goes from tracking bookings to actually scoring and researching leads before you get on the call. Okay, so we're just getting more and more advanced and more automated every day. This is where your team goes from good to great. See you tomorrow. Community post, right? Don't forget. This is a big one. Don't forget. And then what's the week 1 transformation look like? I'm going to finish with this. Day 1, I started. Start. Day 7, I have a team. 5 AI agents that know my business. They read my emails, organize my inbox with smart filters, create professional documents in my brand colors, deployed a live website, connected to my tools, work my lead pipeline, all 8 stages. Self-improve from every correction and run on a schedule while I make coffee. In 7 days. And like I said, 7 days, this could take you less than 48 hours easy. Okay. Week 1's complete. Everything is saved. Bada bing, bada boom. What do you do next? Okay. Other than making your Loom video and your community post, how do you use this next? You're like, okay, great. I'm ready to go. Awesome. So start a new task again. And instead of typing day 8, because there's no day 8, you're in your folder. It has all the context. Okay. This will make more sense after you do it, right? Because now you're going to see you have active tasks like I do here, and you have scheduled morning briefings, you have scheduled content, and then depending on your use case, you probably have some more things scheduled here as well. Okay. So you will click on those, analyze those, and use those. My morning briefing has some sensitive information I know for tomorrow, so I don't want to open that and show you that, but that's how it works. And then again, just keep going with your business. You're like, well, shoot, I did all this. Like, maybe I'm not going to wait for day 8. Man, I'm just going to get going. Like, we finished week 1. What else can we do? For instance, this is a good one. I use Notion all the time. Can we set that up? Whatever it is. Okay. Rock and roll, baby. Okay. That is our AI operating system, business in a box. Boom, 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 boom. What's next? Locked and loaded. Okay? Make sure you go through this. Is really helpful. Okay? And like I said, you can look forward to the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day. It's going to be awesome. All right. It has been my absolute pleasure to show you this. And I'm so excited and grateful that I have a community that can build things like this that'll be used and just expanded on. So thank you for that. Zach G wishes he could be here, but he's traveling in Europe on a train, and the Wi-Fi in Europe is terrible. So he's got to come back to America. Thank you so much again. Any questions, drop them in the community. We are excited to hear your feedback. Be critical. You're not going to hurt my feelings? Shoot. I want the critical feedback, okay? Because what happens is we reiterate and we make this better for you, the user. That's what we want. And then if we do a good enough job, guess what? Hopefully you tell a friend or a family member, okay? Thank you again. I appreciate it. Zero to Automated, Zach L signing off. Have a beautiful, fantastic evening.